sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama said she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever get is think about you.
They call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K stuff, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
Yo, what up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream. Yes, the Lakers played yesterday and they played today. So that's pretty cool. I mean, for those of us that missed Laker basketball over the summer, we are here. We're very excited. Good to see you all, man. Good to see you. Love y'all. All right, let's get into this, man, because we got some updates. Obviously, we knew that the players that played yesterday probably weren't going to play, at least the core players. And that's exactly the case, okay? However, JJ Redick says the starters tonight are as follow, okay? Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes. That's your starting five for tonight's matchup. Again, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes. Now, get this straight. Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, and Luka Doncic all out. That was your starting lineup for yesterday. Bronny James, I do have an update on him. He tweaked his ankle in Phoenix, so he's also out tonight. However, these games are important, man, because we only have about one game left after this, and that's the one on Friday versus the Sacramento Kings. So the dress rehearsals are coming to a close, and everything's going to count from here on out. So I really want to see some, winning basketball by the Lakers. And I'm not saying exactly we need to win because obviously we're missing hella people, but I want to see a winning brand of basketball. That means communicating. We've heard a lot from JJ Redick, and I got some quotes here from him that I'm going to review a little later on that talk about communication and how we're night and day this year, supposedly, to how where we were last year. Okay, that's good to hear, but I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. Who are you guys most excited to see tonight? Somebody said Nick Smith, Nate Williams. Yeah, hey, those guys have potential for sure. I want to see some more Dalton. I want to see him hopefully in the starting lineup. He does good again. He is with backcourt mate Gabe Vincent, and Gabe Vincent's been pretty solid. He's averaging about 14 points per game and his only two games he's played. But again, those minutes are going to be a little diluted once the regular season starts. What up, Solo? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Appreciate you, Kimmy Goat. Yes, make sure you guys follow over on Playback for a chance to watch. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we're not going to see the lineup we saw yesterday, and rightfully so. We don't want to see those guys off of a back-to-back. Again, for those of you just tuning in, Luka, AR, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart are all out for the Lakers. The new starting lineup for tonight, and we haven't had a consistent starting lineup, so I still don't know who JJ Redick is going to start. However, I think we'll get a glimpse this Friday versus the Sacramento Kings. But that's neither here or there, because tonight we get our chance to go up against the number one pick in the NBA draft, and that is Cooper Flag. All right, and the Dallas Mavericks. I'm not sure if they're going to play him, but they should. They should. I really want to see him, and I really want to see AD play as well and see how those guys are looking over there for Dallas. So it should be an exciting one, man. All in all, the Lakers right now just have to do little things, man. It's the things we talked about in yesterday's post-game recap video. Getting back in transition, communicating, helping the helper, boxing out. It's the little things that's been cooking us, and that's why we've been having horrible third quarters and even second halves. So we have to be better. Slime says, where is Adu Thero? Is he playing tonight or is he still injured? He's still nursing that injury. He's recovering from it, and he's starting to ramp up a little bit of basketball on-court activities. But as of right now, no, he's not playing. He will be reevaluated in about 2 to 3 weeks. That is the last report we got a couple of days ago. So Thank you for asking, but no, he is not going to be playing. I want to break down the preseason stats so far from the guys that stood out. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about Luka because he only played one game, but he cooked in that one game, 25 points. Austin Reeves, been very solid for us in limited minutes, averaging about 27 minutes. Austin Reeves, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shooting 61% from the field and 33% from beyond the arc. Again, those numbers are going to look a lot better come regular season with the starters and with more minutes. So, again, this seems like the perfect all-star season for Austin Reeves to average about 23 and 5, right? At least. I feel like he can get there. Who stood out for me off the bench in 2 games limited, again, has been Gabe Vincent. He's averaging about 14, 2 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 40% from the field. Got to get that up a little bit, but 45% from beyond the arc. So if he can do that in the regular season, he would help tremendously. And we know last year he had flashes of brilliance in that regular season. I don't ever think he'll be Miami Heat Gabe again because that Gabe had a lot of ball handling duties, and this one plays a little bit more off ball. But maybe off the bench he can refine. He can find his groove again. 14 points per game. We know he's not going to do that in the regular season, but if he can give me about 8 to 10, I'm happy with that production, right? Dalton has not been very good. Yes, he's averaging 11 points per game, but most of that came in one game. 11, 5 rebounds, 1.7 assists. He's only shooting 30% from the field, and he's shooting an abysmal 26% from beyond the arc. Now, he's somebody we got to watch out for today. All right, I'm going to need my boy Dalton to really shine today. Yes, this has the potential to be an ugly game, but it also has the potential to be somewhat of a revelation. Look, this is what I'd like to call the bench Lakers game. We get to see what players are going to deserve the most minutes off the bench. That's what we're analyzing here. That's what we're breaking down here, right? So that is, again, with this starting lineup, we get to see that. Now, JJ Redick said that the thing he's most encouraged about right now is the on-court communication, which I already talked about. He said it was miles ahead of what it was last year. Again, JJ, it sounds magnificent. It sounds beautiful, but I'm going to see more. I'm going to see more before I can get excited about that because there's been plenty of defensive lapses in the last couple of games, right? Now, who else am I looking forward to this game? Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt, of course. Both of those guys, man. Which one's going to start? Are they both going to start when the regular season starts? Who do you guys prefer to start? I need to know. And if you guys aren't watching this video live, this is live right now officially at 6:53 p.m. Pacific time. But if you're not watching live, make sure you drop a comment in the comment section and tell me who you would start between both of them, if not both of them. Solo says, I'm ready to see the rookie. I have a feeling that he will be a big spark plug for us. Well, everything we're hearing is he's a high-energy guy, extremely explosive. I also want to see what he's got, man. It's always exciting when you get a rookie man in the mix, some fresh new blood, and you get to throw it out there, and most of them are hungry. So that's the best part, man. And if he's a high-energy motor guy and athletic, just like his highlights show, I think we're going to have something really good here. So, yeah, I'm right there with you, Solo. I cannot wait to see what Adu Theoro can do. And can you think of all the wordplay we can have, all this fun with his nicknames like Theoro the Hero or stuff like that, if he's a good player. But he has to earn his stripes, okay? He needs to let the world know his name first before we can give him a nickname. But he's extremely young, and I think they're going to bring him along nicely. God, I wish we still had Phil Handy. I wish we still had Phil Handy because Phil Handy is a master at developing young talent. Look what he did with Austin Reeves, man. This dude, man, seriously, special, man. So, Phil Handy, wherever you are, we miss you. We miss you. Come back. Do I know who's playing for Dallas? I'll probably get the update in a little bit, but no. I do not have Dallas's updates as of right now. But once we get the starting lineups, then it should show both of them. Maybe in about 5 minutes we'll know. So stay tuned for that. We talked about Dalton. Rui, man. Rui's also been kind of disappointing in the preseason, not because he's not shooting good numbers. He's shooting 42% from the field, 44% from beyond the arc. So he's right on brand with what he did last year. He's only averaging 10 points and 3 rebounds and 1 assist. It's almost like that motor. We heard about him with sumo wrestlers this summer. We heard about everything. And, come preseason, regular season, you kind of don't see it always. So, man, what can I say about Rui? I want more from him. Is it just me, guys? Is it just me who wants more from Rui? I'm not satisfied with what I'm seeing. I think he's capable of so much more. And I'm not sure if he's ever going to reach his full potential because He gives it to you in spurts. He'll give you 1 game yes, 3 games no. 1 game yes, 3 games no. And don't get me wrong, I will take that. It's better than all games no, right? I'll take a hooper like Rui. You can go off once every 2 to 3 games. But I much prefer a hooper that can go off every game or every other game, because that is something you can rely on. That is something that is consistent, and that is something that I believe Rui has in him for sure. Let's see. Solo says, can't wrap my head around why they would let Phil go. I don't get it either, man. Sometimes I think we're a little confused on that in that department right there. But yeah, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. He said, I'm rooting for Bronny because he seems like a nice kid, but he's not an NBA player. It's still early. I don't want to pass judgment on his career, but it doesn't look good right now for him. He looked much better to end the season last year. For some reason this year, I don't know. Him and Dalton, I feel like they taken a step back. It's like whenever they're out there, they're a liability on the defensive end, and if they're not giving you much offensively, it's an issue. Although Dalton's more skilled than Bronny at shooting the ball, so he's more of a camaraderie. He's more of a he's more of an asset on the court at all times, right? So there's that. He said, I want more from everyone except Luka. And I think it's going to be a good year for most players. I really do. I think it's going to be a great year, especially for guys like Ayton. And somebody was like, oh, I knew Marcus Smart wasn't going to work out. Bro, he played 1 preseason game. So if you're watching, I'm talking about you, fam. All love, but man, yeah, we got to be patient. He didn't look healthy yet. Keyword yet. All right, so we got to be patient with this man and let him, let him get comfortable within the new schemes. We don't even know what the rotation's looking like right now. So there's a long ways to go. And I suggest people stop jumping the gun and making predictions. Is way too early. We don't even really know what the rotation's looking like, the starters, the bench. I will give you guys a sneak peek into that this Sunday, though, on what I think the rotation is going to be versus what I think it should be. And I'm going to rank 1 through 15 the players on the roster. I'm not going to count the two-way players, none of that. Just 1 through 15 who I think deserves playing time to the least playing time, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Let's see. Phil is in Dallas, I believe. Is he? Phil Handy's in Dallas? Okay, I didn't know that. Yo, what's good, Angel? Good to see you, man. Do you know if AR and Luka are playing today? No, they're both out. I just reported it. They're both out. Everybody's missing today. No Ayton, no Jake LaRavia, no AR, no Luka. Most of the team is out. All right, due to rest, since we played them back-to-back. But we do get to see other guys. We get to see Rui, Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, RJ Davis, who has me extremely intrigued. Matter of fact, that was the player I was going to pull up his stats, because RJ Davis, guys, he's been good. He's been a revelation. 10 points per game in limited minutes, shooting 66% from the field and 60% from beyond the arc. Those are the type of numbers that'll get you on a roster spot. It may not be on the Lakers, but it'll get you a roster spot in the league somewhere, man, eventually, right? So he said, attention, need some practice. This whole team, yeah, for sure. And JJ talked about the preseason schedule and how he would like there to be more room for practice. But I guess since they're traveling so much, there hasn't been too much room for practice. Let's see. MMO says, every time you play Bronny, you taking precious developed minutes from the better prospects. Like who? Give me some examples, bro. I agree sometimes. But remember, preseason is the time to play Bronny. Now, if they're playing him in regular season and he's performing like this, then I agree with you 110%. Let's go, Melvin. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. He said predictions are wild, but Lakers in 5. I like it. I like the confidence. I need Dalton to do some work. Yeah. Again, I don't know if you guys have realized this or not, but I've been saying this since last year. He seems to be a confidence peak type player, meaning his confidence peaks in the starting lineup versus coming off the bench. And I don't like that, because it's almost like you're throwing a fit. Like, you're not going to play as hard and you're not going to try as hard if you're coming off the bench. Dalton, you always need to play your hardest, because you're not only auditioning for a roster spot here, but in the league. All right. Every year, your job may be in jeopardy. There's rumors that his draft stock fell off, that his stock, period, as a player has fallen off. So we need to see more from him for sure. And listen, opening night is under a week away, guys. October 21st. October 21st. We are on October 15th. All right. We're late into October 15th. So we got about 6 days left till official tip-off. And they got to get their ducks in order, man, because we seem a little far off right now. We're constantly this has been something that I haven't liked the last couple of preseason games. Constantly missing players or moving around the starting lineups. We don't have any camaraderie, and then when the starting lineup, when the start of the season starts, we might look a little confused. We might lose a couple of games just because that should have happened in our preseason, not in our regular season where we're trying to figure out what the rotations are looking like. So I know, JJ Redick said you got to, roll with the punches, whatever cards you're dealt. But I think if I was JJ Redick, I would have rested everybody yesterday and then played everybody tonight, including Rui, with Luka, with Ayton. And this is versus Dallas, too, so it would have been more meaningful. But, hey, that's just me. By the way, talking about Dallas and Luka says he feels great and better than expected in his preseason debut. That is great news. That is amazing news because Luka Doncic feeling good is good news for the Lakers, okay? We saw how good he looked in limited play and limited action. 25 points, did it effortlessly. Same thing for Austin. Could they be the best backcourt in the future? We'll see. They got to work on their defense, but I like what I've seen offensively for sure. Solo says we have to give them young guys at least 3 seasons. If there's no improvement by then, we can judge. I usually do, bro. I'm usually very patient with youngins. I don't really call them bust too often, right? It takes a couple of years. They got to be journeymen and eventually out of the league before we can call them a bust. But, yeah. The Lakers always seem like they're on a rush timeline because they're always trying to compete now. And so that necessarily isn't always the best case scenario for young talent. But the best young talent swims and they don't sink. So we've seen that happen with Austin Reeves. This man swam like a lifeguard on Baywatch, man. This guy, Austin Reeves, was swimming to the point where he's now a starter and looking to be a star in this league. Talk about swimming, right? He went from two-way contract, undrafted two-way contract to guaranteed contract to bench to starting lineup to now hoping to be a player in the All-Star game. So that is what I mean by a player's either going to sink or swim, and the best of the best actually swim. Yo, what's up, LA Mamba? Good to see you, man. New season, any plans you got? We can buy some stuff from you. I'm not selling merch, bro, and after my traumas, I might not do that for a while. But I'll tell you what, man, I'm bringing a lot of content on here, bro. A lot of content. And what I do have is sponsorships for you guys, man. So you can hook up with Underdog. Underdog right now, 5 gets you 100 in play credit. Amazing deal, bro. With $5, you have 100 to play with and to win real money. That's exciting, bro. Make sure you guys tap in with that right now. Promo code DTLF. And then I'll have more announcements as the year progresses. So I do got some special things for you guys. But no, definitely not selling you guys anything, man. Not this year, at least. Who knows what the future holds? Thank you for asking. I need these props to go off even in preseason minutes. Bro, you guys know I always do the pregame entries at the end of the – I'm not doing that for preseason. It's just super unpredictable, man. It's just like you don't want to do that. I'm not doing it. But feel free. If you're good at that stuff, feel free. Yeah, that sounds like it was a rough time. Glad you found out who the real ones are and aren't, though. It's all love for everybody, man. I'm not here to point fingers or say nothing negative about nobody. All I'm going to say is it just, the clothing business is tough. It's time consuming. There really isn't a lot of money into that. It's just, and then if you partner up with the wrong people, you're going to end up screwed up, And so at the end of the day, if you are starting a business, my advice is start it on your own and learn on your own before you partner up with anybody. And if you're going to partner with people, make sure it's people you really, really trust. At the end of the day, it's that simple, And again, no love lost for me, but it's unfortunate. Not everything works out. Just like the Lakers, not everything worked out. By the way, Russell Westbrook just got a job today, and I don't think that'll work out. But wish him the best, even though I'm not a fan. But it is good to see a Hall of Famer get a job at the end of the day in the NBA. I really thought that was it for him. I did, however, mention, and my source had told me that if there was ever a player that, or should I say a team that was going to sign this man, it was going to be the Sacramento Kings. Remember, I told you guys a couple of weeks back, they were looking to move at the time Malik Monk to create a little more salary cap. But, I guess they figured out a way around it. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, let's see. I think All-Star votes will lowball Austin so his trade value doesn't go sky high. I hope not, man. He deserves to be. I'm gonna be campaigning for him to be voted on. I think he definitely deserves. If he puts up the numbers and if we're winning, I think he'll deserve it. And as of right now, obviously it's too early to tell. But Again, we will see because it's going to be good, man. It's going to be a good season this year. That's all that matters. It's going to be a great season. And it starts here in preseason, believe it or not. Again, for those of you just tuning in, Rui Hachimura, Vando, Jackson Hayes, Dalton Connect, and Gabe Vincent. That is your starting lineup right now. And shout out to Rodell for providing the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. PJ Washington, AD, Lively, Clay, and Flag. So we get all of it. And by the way, they're running Cooper Flag at the point guard position. So that's going to be really fun to watch. We're going to get all of it. Again, I'm not expecting a win, but I am expecting winning habits tonight. That's what I want to see from this roster and from this team moving forward. Winning habits. He said, I swear the Lakers haven't had an actual good preseason since 2021. Yeah, that's true, bro. It's been a while. It's been a freaking while, bro. It's been a long time. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'll tell you, bro, it's preseason is important. We found this out as Laker fans for a long time. It kind of helps you get out of the gates early if you're well prepared. You don't want to be a step behind when the season starts, because I promise you the Warriors aren't going to be a step behind. So we want to make sure we're up to par and we are, putting our best foot forward, period, right? But all in all, guys, the Lakers are 1-3. That is our preseason record after, coming off of a loss, 113 and 104 to the Suns. Now we get a chance here to go up against the Mavericks, a fully stacked Mavericks. But again, you just never know who's going to step up, man. You can never write off a team. Maybe Gabe Vincent goes off for 30. You never know. Maybe Dalton Connect finds his stroke again tonight and he goes for 20 plus. Whatever the case may be, I just want to see, like I said, good habits being done, especially on the defensive end, man. We collapsed in that third quarter last game. None of that, please. By the way, the Mavericks are 2-1 in preseason. They just beat the Jazz. And again, they're running Cooper Flag at the point guard, so this is going to be extremely fun. They're missing plenty of talented pieces as well. No Kyrie Irving, obviously, with the injury. No Dante Exum, no Daniel Gafford. They're missing a couple pieces. But again, they're favored to win tonight, I'm sure. Vegas, the betting odds in Vegas is going to be the Mavericks tonight. But all in all, man, it doesn't matter, because even if they win, we have to do the right things, man. That's right. Hey, that's right, LA Mamba. And I'm still planning on dropping my album. Got a little delayed, but I'm hoping by my birthday it'll drop, man. I'm still doing big things over here. Who is going to guard Cooper Flag? I imagine it's going to be Vando. I imagine you put a player like that, you put a player like Vando on him for sure. I imagine, that'll be interesting, but yeah, these are good tests for our players. Rui's going to be out there as well. Maybe he'll take a crack at it a little bit. It's good. Again, it's good for our players to get this type of adversity early on. And hopefully we don't get blown out. That's the biggest key. I want to see a competitive, good game. Thank you, DV. Appreciate it. It's good to stay positive always. He said, take a shot every video to get rowdy. Nah, man. I get rowdy enough during the regular season and the postseason. Preseason, we're in cruise control right now. I'm not too emotional because right now there's a lot of missing key components and these games don't count. So, you know what, LA Mamba? You guys get me rowdy all the time, man, with your guys' likes, your subscriptions, your super chats, and just your participation in the chat. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's talk about the 3 keys to tonight's matchup. I want to see, let's start with what we've been talking about. The defense needs to spike up tonight. All right. I want to see Vando picking up at the half court, especially if he's guarding Cooper Flag. He's guarding a rook. He better be on that rook. He better stay on that rook, right? I want to see that. I want to see Dalton get off tonight as well. I'm not even going to give you 3 keys. I'm just going to give you a bunch. I want to see my boy Dalton get off. He already went off for 15 points his first start this preseason. Second start coming up. Give me another 15 to 20. I'm happy with that. Gabe Vincent. Floor general, man. You got to be a floor general. Our ball handlers are out tonight. We need that floor general and Gabe Vincent to come out here and just be decent, right? Decent. I'm talking 15 to 20 points. Give me like 4 or 5 assists and some solid defense. I'll be happy with that. It is preseason, but I'm asking for a lot because these guys are auditioning for backup role player minutes right now. So those are the things I want to see for sure. And then getting back in transition, the little things. It's just the little things, right? Again, opening night, October 21st, under a week to go. And we're going to need all the reps we can get. We're going to need all the execution we can get. And we're just going to need to stay as close to winning as possible and don't develop losing habits and don't get complacent. Also, we don't get to see DeAndre Ayton tonight, but we do get to see Jackson Hayes. I do wonder if Coloco's going to get heavy minutes or who's going to back him up. that'll be interesting for sure. Like I said, I like a couple of players that I think should be on the two-way contract. Nick Smith already has his. He's averaging about 7.3 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. Pretty solid. Now, the three-point shooting, not so hot. He's only 16% from beyond the arc. But he's a scorer. I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, Jackson Hayes, let's see what he can do. No Bronny James. So again, we're going to get to see more RJ Davis, who I really like a lot. And let's see, we'll go from there. I will get you guys post game. I will be in and out with you guys over there during the game on playback. All right. I'm going to give my eyes a rest since this is a back-to-back preseason game. And I'm going to turn off the light, probably turn off the camera, but I'll be on there over the mic for sure with you guys. So make sure you guys tap in over there on playback. Don't stay back, baby. Get there on playback and get there early so you get a chance. That way Kimmy Goat can hand out some passes. All right. When you guys see the stream go live, that's when Kimmy Goat is there. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for me here for this pregame. Go Lakers, man. Hopefully they put up a fight and we got something positive to talk about postgame. Otherwise, the postgame is going to be extremely short if they come out here and get blown out because it'll be the same issues we already have, man. My guy said, I hope Rui doesn't get cooked. It's going to be fun to watch. It's a good test for our guys. Good test for Rui. Good test for Vando. Good test for Jackson Hayes. They're all going to get tested. And, 80, he's going to be looking for a little bit of revenge, even though it's just preseason. But, yeah, no Bronny James tonight. He tweaked his ankle. And this guy celebrated. That's crazy. That's crazy, my guy. I know you're just playing. All right, guys. I will see you over there. And I hope to see you guys here later on for postgame. All right. Enjoy the game. Go Lakers, baby.